Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the Christopher Mark Show. So I'm here with Dyani. I did it.
You
Got it right. Uh, so we've been trying to go back and forth about this all day. So I'm here with Dyani, and she's actually an amazing singer, songwriter. She does a lot of things. So Dyani, can you tell everybody your full name and all the other things that you do?
That's Christopher. Mark, thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction and for allotting time for me today. My name is Dyani Star. I am a singer-songwriter from Burlington County, New Jersey. Born and raised, West Jersey is what we're renaming the area, especially creatives in this area, renaming this West Jersey and looking to put just a movement of positivity and togetherness. And that is the nature of my music, the nature of my, therefore, ministry, and just my artistic inspiration is to make people feel good when they listen to what I write and what I sing.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. When did you get started singing? Most people say, I was born like this type thing. But when was that moment where you were like, I want to sing?
So I am one of those from birth. My mom was from there. My dad was a musician. I have pictures of me, in diapers holding a microphone. However, that's a very well phrased question because I didn't always think that my voice had value. And I have a very distinct, you've heard, very distinct tone, very distinct vibrato. And for a very long time, I thought my voice was one that needed to be hidden. And so I got very good at mimicking other styles and hiding my vibrato through a straight tone and just kind of blending in the background. But I'm one of those people God stopped the world for with COVID-19. And in the pandemic, I decided my desire to just kind of bring people together and let people know that they're not alone outweighed my ability, really, to just kind of be quiet. And so I started writing. I met an awesome management team and production team and writing partner in SBG Promotions and Management. Shout out to Jamal Vaughn, who just decided that he was going to provide music for me if I wanted to write to it. And so I can say when I really found my voice was really during the pandemic, and got bold enough to decide I wanted to have something to say. Just me, not just in ensembles, not just in groups, but my own words. I found my voice in COVID-19 through the pandemic.
Wow. Well, I think a lot of people, during COVID, they had no choice but to find something to do, right?
Yeah. They were smart about it.
Yeah,
A lot of people, I think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, some people decided they had to despair and sit still. But those of us who knew a little bit better saw the opportunity and decided to run with it.
Yeah. Like I said, I was thinking that was the during that time I actually started me and a friend of mine started doing like these question mark episodes, and everyone loved them. Everybody was like, "Oh my!" Great. It was just we were just joking around, having a good time, and then all of a sudden it just became a thing. So it it goes like that. So let me ask you this: what is the in your journey of being a singer? What was the hardest part of you eventually letting your voice be heard in the way that it was supposed to be?
Oh, man. I don't know. It was kind of there was a confidence shift that happened. And I can't give you an absolute pinpoint. There's not a time. But I think in those days, weeks, months of uncertainty, I think if you were smart about it, you realized you don't know how much time you have left, really, with anything. And I definitely recognized that God gave me gifts and I didn't know how much longer I would have to be able to utilize. So it was like, do you sit on them until, you don't have a choice? Or do you just kind of step out on faith and trust that God make no mistakes, for one? And for two, if you feel inclined, if you have this drive inside of you, if you have this art, if these melodies are going to keep coming to you, what good does it do to just hold them to yourself? So I think it was kind of in that time frame that I was just like, I never step out onto a stage. So to juxtapose the position, I never step out on a stage and say, everybody that I'm getting ready to sing to right now is going to think my voice is great. Because there are always voices from my past in the back of my mind that are like, that girl can't sing. She don't sound like, so-and-so and so-and-so. Because I've heard it. I've heard you need to sound a little bit more like so-and-so or so-and-so. Oh, your voice is a little bit like this. You should do this to it. And those voices never shut up. Like, they're always there. But I just feel like there might be two people in the audience that need to hear exactly what you have to say today, or that are going to think your voice is great. And for them, I say, you know what? I'm going to get out there anyway.
Yeah. And I think that's the, you have to, because a lot of times I always say to people that, as artists, we represent their bravery, represent everyone's bravery, and put ourselves out there and are vulnerable emotionally and all that good stuff. This is the only chance that they can be a part of our expression as well.
Absolutely.
So I noticed that you mentioned your ministry. What else do you do in regards to that?
Oh, just in my writing, and I am one of the ministers of music at Green Grove Baptist Church in Berlin. Shout out to Green Grove and Pastor Howland and First Lady E. And third Sundays, I'm in a Green Grove leading worship on Sunday mornings and all throughout with their ministry team. But just in general, I learned a long time ago that if God trusts you with the gift of music and you're bold enough to stand in front of people and do it, then you are a minister of music in general. So I definitely count any time I sing, I give God the glory, and that is the ministry that I have to offer the world. And it's very cool that I then get to record some music specific to the joy that I feel, and I'm a worshiper at heart. So it finds its way into my music, even though I'm not specifically writing gospel music at this time. The gospel influences are there. And, I try to write music that not only would my children and my mother be proud of, but that God would be proud of also. So.
No, I can understand that. I respect that too. Do you, when you write your music, like, what is, like, overall for you as an artist, like, what is the, how like Adele is just really sad?
Yes.
Right. Are you like, where do you fall at as far as like the overall theme of who you are as a performer and as an artist? When you write your music. My original album, so my first album called the Motivational Mix, like that literally was that was the inspiration for everything. Because like I said, people were sad and scared and anxious. And I was just like, okay, we're gonna write this motivational music. But I wanted to have a hip hop bass. I wanted people to be able to dance to it. I didn't want it to be sad. I love Adele, but there's enough sad stuff out in the world. I wanted it to be positive. So I definitely, my pen was guided by motivation through the first album. The second album, although I wanted to continue to be a motivator and I wanted to be inspirational and positive, I lost my dad 2 years ago. So the second album is called Dot, which is the nickname my father gave me. And some of that sadness found its way in there, but I tried to use it to, kind of as a guide to how you still have to function. So
I guess it's still motivation, still inspiration. But some of the things that I had to, when I had to find some of my silver linings and just kind of inspire people. Once you get over the hump, like, what do you do then? There might be another hump. There's, a song called Rain on the album, which I think kind of epitomizes, like, even though it seems heavy sometimes, God promised he's not going to flood us out no more. So he's not going to give you more than you can bear. And, just those kinds of themes, just kind of keeping people on the positive aspect, and being hopeful, I think, is usually my motivation.
Okay. So for you to stay positive, like, what is your ritual to stay positive? Because staying positive is not easy. Like, it can, extremely difficult. So what do you do? Like, what is your daily methods or your approach or your mantras that you do to kind of keep yourself going forward in a positive way,
So like I said, I'm a worshiper, and I don't want to come across. I am a church girl. I don't even care if I come across as a church girl, but I'm understand.
It's okay.
I'm gonna be vulnerable right now. My prayer life is crazy. I talk to God all day, every day, and sometimes it's long, drawn out, tearful. Sometimes it's just a quick, "Hey, Lord, this thought just entered in my mind. Can you help me with this for a little bit?" And I'm not gonna pretend that the journey is easy, like you said. Being positive is difficult, but I pray a lot, and sometimes I gotta shout right in my living room. There's a lot of faith that's involved in putting a smile on my face and walking out into the world every day, because it is difficult. And I thank God I have 3 beautiful children. Again, shout out to Maya and William and Naomi, who they push me through this life. And I feel like I need to be an example to them, because I don't want them to worry all the time. So not that I don't want them to think that life is perfect, but I want them to understand that there are options, and that when life gets hard, that the creator of all, that God is able to see you through. And so I show them in my vulnerable moments. When I'm sad, we'll pray together. I'll show them when I'm having a hard time. I let them see me shouting and crying through my living room, and they kind of know me that way at Green Trouble from time to time. Every once in a while, you just gotta let it go, and I think that's what it is. My faith in God is definitely what carries me through. And this music is also catharsis. The more God allows me to create, and the more He allows me to meet people who say beautiful things, like, I listen to your song when I'm on my way to a meeting, or I had to listen to your song the other day. My wife and I were going through it, and those types of things inspire and encourage me when other things get heavy, and I know I have this art that's still, these gifts, this voice is still doing something in this world, so it can't all be bad. And that's part of the process too.
No, it can't, I think that sometimes we underestimate the value that we have in other people's lives.
Right.
Or what we do, and we think, like, okay, nobody's gonna like this. They're really gonna, like, listen to this? Is this really that good? Does this really help someone? And then when you find out that it does, you're like, okay, I'm on to something.
Yeah.
I'm on to something. Okay, let me just keep going. Let me keep motivated with this. And you just take it one day at a time. So let me ask you this: with everything that you've done thus far, what does the future look like for you? What is your vision? What is the grand plan for you?
Well, so I would truly, truly love for art and creativity to be the way that I support my family. And I want us living well. Like, it's not just meager living. When I in an RV going across the country singing at dive bars. I literally would like for this voice and my pen and just the theme, the desire to be positive, to be able to support my family and that we can live well. I want to make a living that way. Right now I'm still working a 9 to 5 and 3, 4 other 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs that I can do to make sure that the art is still a part of this life. But I really would love to be able to support my family, and I want to be able to write things that I'm proud of, and sing as much as I can of it, but also be able to get out of the way. I would love, love, love for other people to hear my words and say they want to sing them instead. Like, that to me is a long-term goal, to be respected as a writer, to be respected as a singer, and have that turn into a livelihood. But if none of that ever happens, and what I have is the singles that are already done and the motivational mix and Dotched, and people just continue to enjoy it, and that someone can tell me that they enjoyed something that I created, then I'm also satisfied with that.
So I'm going to tell you something. You know that whatever you're trying to do is always going to get 10x or 20x or 100x with God being involved.
Yes, Lord.
So sometimes we get into a space where we're waiting. Things aren't happening at the time that we want it to happen. And then we're like, am I doing something wrong? Am I on the wrong path? Am I making the right decisions? And then all of a sudden you start to realize that He's preparing you, He's strengthening you, He's building you up, because the journey is long. But the journey takes strength because He's going to be using you to inspire so many. So I just
don't be trying to make you cry. We try to keep it light around here. Do not be trying to make me cry. I thank you. I receive it. I thank you. I receive it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let me ask you this. Like, if people wanted to hire you, how can they find you? How can they go about hiring you and all that good stuff?
So I am on all socials, major socials that I know of. The quickest ones, Facebook, I am Dyani Star Miles, Dyani Star. On Instagram, there is no star, it's just Dyani Miles, Dyani Myles. And I do respond to Messenger on both of those. I even get my email address, DYANIMYLES126@gmail. I'll also give, let me see, how else can people, I give my business number. For businesses, my phone number, business, 609-553-1620. If you need a singer, vocalist, writer, I'm here.
And this is for business purposes.
Business.
Okay?
Business.
So I know she's pretty, right? Don't be calling her and being like, yo, I was lonely.
I'm thank
you sing to me? Right?
My black zone is strong. My black zone is strong. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
No, I totally understand. Trust me, I totally understand. Yeah, before you go, for people who are on your journey as a singer, and you had to give them some type of motivational saying to keep that, what keeps you going, what would you tell them?
I'm going to say that for all of those times when you feel that you are not enough, that your voice is not enough, that your talent is not enough, that your, like I said, like you don't sound like somebody else, or you sound too much like somebody else. For all of those opinions, God makes no mistakes. If he gave you those gifts, they're for a reason, and that you are supposed to be utilizing them. So drink your water, do your warm-ups, get up on there on that stage, or get on that microphone, or get on your phone. I mean, in 2024, you don't even need a stage, or you could just, hop on TikTok. Somebody needs to hear what you have to say. It's not for you. Your gifts were not given to you for you. Your gifts were given to you for somebody else. And it would be selfish and foolish for you to sit on them. So get out there. Whatever that looks like for you, find your comfort level. And I'm also going to encourage them to find a village. Find somebody that's going to stand with you and believe in you. And it might not be the people who you think is going to be, because those people have seen what you have to offer and haven't been able to push you forward thus far. That was a hard lesson for me. I'm looking for family members and people that I grew up with who have seen me sing and seen me struggle to stand up for me when I decided I found my voice, and I was standing up there without them. But when you take those steps, your village, the people who will support you and will stand for you and go before you and mention your name in rooms where you're not even there yet, they're going to find you, because your gifts are going to make room. That's the promise. And also, I gave out my phone number. If I can help, I'm here, because I love creatives. I really, really do. And I love music, and I love collaborating. So if you need a start of your village, Dyani Star is right here.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, whenever I think, even though I think when you're the person that's encouraging so many people,
Yes.
you can forget about, you can't forget about all the gifts that you have,
Mm-hmm.
and, feel like, okay, well, I don't want to make everyone else feel insignificant or feel this or feel that. But you have to also keep in mind that not everyone's going to feel that way. Some people are going to be inspired. Some people you're going to make them want to go back to the drawing board a little bit, and that in the sense of them knowing that, okay, you know what, how can I be better? How can I share myself, be more vulnerable, be more open? So I appreciate you, Sarah. Sharon.
I appreciate you so much. And you got my number too now, Christopher Marc. If you need somebody else in the village, I'm right here. We're connected now.
Singer. I'm going to leave a link so you guys can check out her singing and all the good stuff she does. And just go stalk her. Go stalk her, all right? Let him, all right?
Thank you.
And I'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Peace.